Gen X might have been more susceptible to some generational warfare, you know, like F your parents type of thing. But this generation, they seem to really like their parents and grandparents a lot. So that whole generational warfare thing, I just don't think it would work as an organizing strategy. But I also think that young people don't pretend to know the answers right now to how we fix this incredible problem we have that you've just laid out. But they understand that it's a problem, and they're looking to their leaders for solutions. They would love to see a debate on solutions about how to ensure that their grandparents are taken care of, but they're not the ones, you know, kind of put under the bus. There's certainly a feeling that as the generation, we get the short end of the stick on all of these decisions that are made. But on the flip side, we believe that we'll be better off, you know, and succeed in the future. We're looking for leadership and ideas on how to move forward and how to solve that. And I think that would be a much more appealing situation to this generation than one that inspires kind of intergenerational war or generational warfare, if you will. There was a great op-ed, which I wish I had brought with me, that was in the Washington Post by a young man who recently served in the military. And he, you know, I thought expressed the sentiment of young people today quite well, where he said, you know, we are politely and kindly, because that's how we are, looking around and going, our parents' generation has not done right by us in many ways. And we are kindly asking for the keys back because we'd like to try to fix it. And so you see this entrepreneurial spirit, these, you know, Kickstarter campaigns that actually raise more money from the arts than the entire National Endowment of the Arts gave away last year. You see, you know, small startup programs to address poverty, people organizing and volunteering at record levels in their community. I think there is this entrepreneurial accomplishment, kind of goal-oriented spirit amongst this young generation where they see the problem and they're going to try to take the power back and fix it. I thought you saw that spirit in the Occupy protests and in many of the other uprisings that were happening around the country. So I think they understand the problem. I don't think kind of throwing their grandparents under the bus is the solution, but I think you'll see a lot of great ideas, a demand for ideas from our leaders, and a lot of just let's figure it out ourselves kind of attitude from the youth today. And to answer your question, why should we allow the franchise of voting in our democracy to those ages 18 and 19? Paul, I guess you said it well. I would look back to when we fought for that right to vote, which is because they were serving and dying for our country overseas, and came back and demanded the right to vote and affect those making decisions about whether or not we go to war and their lives are at risk. But I also just look at the history of our country, and it's been, you know, our democracy is not perfect, but we are not being, you know, I look around the world and we're doing pretty well. And it's been a struggle. It's a great experiment, and our democracy has come a long way. But it's come a long way because we've opened the franchise from just white landowning men, which I guess we would call farmers, and you know, the late 19th century, and expanded it to allow a voice and a share for all the people. Because, you know, I'll end with this, but I do believe our democracy is stronger when we have fuller participation, and that's how we'll continue to move this great experiment forward.